volume down. You know what's funny is I turn my volume down for the show every time we do the show, and it's down for like every day up until Tuesday. Right before the show, I turn my volume. Oh, my volume's down, so I missed I'm late to getting back to texts and stuff like that because of that. And yeah. So anyway, then I turn my volume up on Tuesday. So how's everybody doing tonight? You can always talk to us tonight. We're going to talk about some news and notes and just randoms going as on in the horror world. That's the show tonight. Hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go do so now. Trying to get to 700 subscribers very soon. We're at 17, I think, 616, something like that. So do so. I'll, you know what? If we can get to 700, I'll start doing videos again. Of what, I have no clue. I was doing like box set reviews and stuff like that, and I don't have any more to do. So anyway, like I said, we've got Seth here. He looks nice and cozy. How are you feeling tonight, Seth?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I feel good after shoveling my fucking driveway. Jared, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Not too bad.
You look well. Are you feeling a lot better? I know you were under the weather.
I was. Had to get one of them COVID test thingies, and I was negative.
That's fantastic.
But still having to deal with driving around this fucking month,
I know, man. This weather, it blows. It's so bad. And Seth's over here like, yeah. I deal with this all the time.
It's actually not bad here today. It was like in the 40s today.
What?
Yeah.
That's how you know there's weird things happening.
It got up to 15 today, and when I went out at like 3:00 to go shovel my driveway, and I was like, man, it doesn't feel like 15. But then again, we've been dealing with 2-3 degrees here and there, and this morning it was -3 when I woke up. Didn't go to work today because I literally could not see where the road began and my front yard ended. So I'm out of St. Louis. Jared's out of the KC area, Topeka, and Seth is in bumfuck Egypt. Where are you? Vermont. Yeah.
Or Krypton. I like to go with Krypton.
Yeah, Seth literally lives right near the Fortress of Solitude. I think it's in throwing distance. A stone's throw away. I'm right outside of St. Louis. But yeah, it's butt-ass cold. The funny thing is, by the weekend, it's supposed to be in the mid-30s, which the one of my favorite things about the winter, I know this is not a show about weather, but we're going to talk about it because I want to. It's so cold these last few days and through the week. By time it's in the mid-30s, it's going to feel like it's shorts weather. That's the weirdest thing about winter.
That's kind of how it was here today for me. Like I a lot of times I have to go outside at my job, and snow was melting, and it just felt like I didn't even need my winter jacket.
Yeah, that's how it felt when I was shoveling snow. Like, man, it's a balmy 15 out here. So, yeah. Luckily, I was looking ahead, and I mean the forecast is usually a little wrong, but it's talking about 50s next week, and that's my bread and butter right there. I'm 50s, 60s guy. Yeah, so looking forward to that. I did get to stay in and watch Candyman today. And
good choice.
In the mood for it. Candyman's one of my favorites. We did that. Me, you, and Nathan did. Jared was still feeling bad at the time. Our top 10, that spawned into top 25s and top 30s and top 80s from the 90s. And Candyman is really high on my list. And I was like, I just felt in the new mood. And my kids got to see it for the first time today, and they both really liked it. Like Helena is my daughter, 7 years old, running around like humming the Candyman theme all day. Dun, 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 dun. You're doing that? I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, it's Candyman. It's in my head. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a great theme.
It's a great score. Yeah,
it's a underrated score. Nobody talks about how good it is. Yep. And they actually used it in, I think, the second season of American Horror Story.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, they used, I think, some of the score from Bram Stoker's Dracula in the first season. I really like that show. What's up, Alex? How you living, man? How's your neck of the woods? You got a big snowfall. We got like 5 more inches coming too.
Did?
Yeah. Fuck it. I may never work again.
I feel like I'm in a Letterkenny episode every time I go outside.
I have no idea. Letterkenny?
Have you never seen Letterkenny before?
No. Have you, Seth?
Oh, wow. Okay. It's on Hulu. You guys should check it out. It's a Canadian show. It's fucking hilarious.
Will do. So anyway, yeah. So tonight we're not gonna sit and talk about a movie like.
I'm assuming he would say at length.
Sorry, guys. It looked like. Am I okay? It looked like my screens went black.
Yeah, you did cut out for a second.
That's because I stopped talking. Also, is it okay now?
Yeah, you're okay now.
Okay. Yeah, all the screens went black. Anyway, Eddie Gatto says Letterkenny is awesome, and Alex got snow. Yeah, I think the entire country got. I feel bad for Texas, man. Texas is having a rough time of it. They're not built.
They're not used to this type of weather.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, Nate's not with us tonight, and we were going to talk about the Blair Witch Project movies, the Blair Witch. Now this gives Jared an extra week to catch up if he didn't get to watch them last week.
Got it all done and logged.
Did you? Oh, man, I want to talk about the Blair Witch. I want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about the Blair Witch Project, the Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, and then Blair Witch from 2016 next week. So don't all leave at once. I know that you came here for that, but unfortunately, Nate had a schedule conflict. So we're going to do that next week, and it's going to be a good time because I'm a fan. I think we're all fans. Jared, I don't know how you feel about them.
I'm surprisingly a fan.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave that to next week.
Yes. Because next week is when we're going to talk about it. So there is some news that Seth brought to our attention. First of all, we're going to start off with John Carpenter's The Fog getting possible a sequel. And just to be clear, not a sequel to the 2005 Tom Welling The Fog, which
that masterpiece.
Yeah, that.
We're not going to get a sequel to that.
No, but it's fun because I was teasing our friends over the Death Curse Society yesterday about that old Zigzag over there. Boy, he was getting he wasn't happy with me, and then I texted them on the way to say Giallo because they couldn't pronounce it. They're probably getting annoyed with me yesterday. I was like Giallo, even though it's like Giallo or Giallo. Yeah, but they were saying it like Giallo and stuff. So anyway, yeah. So let's talk about that. Yes, next week, Blair Witch. So come back next week. Stay here now and tell your friends to subscribe. But next week, for sure, Blair Witch. I love the movie. Matter of fact, we're going to kick off a 90s bracket starting either tomorrow or Friday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow or Thursday. Okay, so Seth, get into it. You're the man with the news.
Okay, well, both of the things that we're going to cover tonight that pertain to John Carpenter were both from the same interview with him through a website called, I think it was NME or something like that.
Not Enema.
Huh?
Not Enema.
Hopefully.
No. But so it was a long conversation, and despite what Screen Rant is reporting, there is not a Fog 2 in development. He basically was asked in the interview if he brought up the fact that there's the interviewer brought up the fact that there's numerous Halloween sequels, and Escape from New York got a sequel, and they asked him about sequels to some of his other stuff, and he just pretty much
sequels, if I'm not mistaken, right?
He's not really a sequel guy. That's why he only has one sequel in his entire filmography. He doesn't, despite what people want to believe, Halloween was not set up for a sequel. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really his thing.
And that doesn't count as in his filmography for the sequel.
Right. So. Right. And, he's just not into him, but he'll accept a paycheck. He's, right. He's probably one of the most honest people in the film industry as far as that goes. But he was asked if there was a sequel to any of his other stuff, and he said, "Yeah, sure. There's been talks of a Fog sequel and a sequel to all my movies, and he said that he was fine with it. So that's about as far as it goes. And then, of course, you have sites like we got this covered in Screen Rant, running with it as, there's a Fog sequel actually happening. Who knows if it's going to happen? Part of me was like really excited at first because, John Carpenter's The Fog is one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. It's in my top 5. It's one that I loved for the longest time. It was probably my favorite until I saw In the Mouth of Madness. And but at the same time, after thinking about it for a little bit, I'm like, does it need a sequel? Because it was a pretty self-serving movie. The story.
I was gonna say the story resolved itself by the end.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah. So I mean, part of the fanboy part of me is like, I would like to return to this world, but it's not needed. But
I like this comment here. The first time I saw The Fog from 1980, didn't care for it. Loved it the second time around. That's the same thing with me. The Fog took me a couple times. I love it. It's I think my favorite 3 Carpenter films are The Fog, Prince of Darkness. I think Prince of Darkness is my favorite, and then In the Mouth of Madness. I like Halloween and I like vampires quite a bit. I loathe
Coast of Mars.
You know what? I haven't watched that in 25 years or whatever, however, since it's been out. So I got to give that one another try. I remember liking it back in when was that? 2000 or so. Ghost of Mars.
Yeah, it was the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember liking it back then. But yeah, for me, The Fog is the end. Prince of Darkness, no sequels needed. And In the Mouth of Madness, his movies are very much resolved by the end of each of. I mean, at the end of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, to a certain degree, like they're resolved, but he also leaves stuff open. But he does that for the audience to.
How would you do a Fog sequel?
I don't know what more is left of that story. That's
exactly how I feel. Yeah, so that one. Well, okay. If out of all Carpenter's works that you can think of horror wise, let's leave Assault on Precinct 13 out. Let's Big Trouble in Little China out. I'm just saying, in general, which one? And Halloween, we'll leave that out too. Which one do you think is the most deserving? I'm going to ask both of you this question. Which one do you think is the most deserving? Or that one that can actually you could see a sequel to happen. Which one do you think could have a sequel?
I'll go first because I know he's going to be mulling it over.
Yeah,
it's not a horror movie, but I think it would be fun to do a sequel to They Live, and if the aliens actually.
I knew I should have said that to keep that one out. Yeah, but
come back.
Sequel to that one.
Because Roddy Piper just saved the world at the end of the first one, but maybe he didn't.
Nate's watching. So yeah, we got 2 for Vampires. I could totally see Vampires has a sequel. Los Muertos, I believe.
Los Muertos with John Bon fucking Jovi.
It would be kind of cool to see like an actual sequel to Vampires. A continuation of Jack Crow.
With John Carpenter, maybe his vision of what a sequel would be. That the Bon Jovi movie wasn't that great,
right?
At all,
right?
But I think Vampires would be my pick also. Although somehow figure out a way to do a Prince of Darkness sequel would be cool. Just because that's my favorite, but I mean, there's key elements in that. The mustache guy has to come back. I have no clue what that actor's name is, but he's got the best mustache of all time. Well, second best to Tom Atkins. So.
I would answer the question. I think the one that has the most potential, that where you could really expand on, is The Thing. But if we were to go with,
why didn't I think about The Thing? I just watched that yesterday. God, yeah, you're right.
There's so much you can do with that. The world is much bigger. It's not, it's not totally resolved.
No.
But to go with this non-horror stuff, I would love to see another Escape movie.
Escape from where? How about Escape from St. Louis? Even though, filmed in St. Louis mostly. I think The Thing. I mean, the wonderful thing about The Thing, and I love it every time I watch it, is the question at the end of which one is the thing, and I kind of like that it's not resolved, and I don't. And watching the beginning again and thinking about the 2011 prequel, like I think those are great, and it'd be great to have a third one to make a trilogy, if you will. I think you're right. Nate says Escape from DC.
Ooh.
In the Mouth of Madness. I don't know. Where would you go with a sequel for In the Mouth of Madness? We'd love to hear answers. If you have a way to bring a Carpenter sequel to life, let us know in the comments for sure. We'll get them up on the screen. I would too. I love this. I'd love to see Carpenter do more works inspired by Lovecraft. I don't know how much Carpenter's going to do anymore. He's 112 years old now, and
he looks great for his age.
Yeah, does he? I don't know. I guess so. Escape from New Jersey. Escape from Atlantic City. How about that? I like DC. I think Escape from DC. I mean, there's a lot of great iconic buildings out there you could use in the background. I mean, I can see the poster now of the Capitol building in the background and the Washington Monument, like broken in half or something like that.
Especially cool with the things that have been happening in,
write it up,
America's timeline right now.
I'll tell you.
Well, it'd be cool. It would be cool too because at the end of Escape from LA, he pretty much shut the fucking power down with that EMP. So it'd be kind of cool to see like Snake Plissken in a. I mean, you could still call it Escape from America or something like that. I mean, the whole world would be a wasteland.
Wasn't there like Escape to Space or some shit like that? Well, I thought there was a thought of sequel at one time.
Yeah, it was rumored. I don't know how true it was, but it was supposed to be called. There was supposed to be a third one called Escape from Earth. Apparently,
that's what it was. Yeah. I like Escape from DC. I like that. I'm gonna roll with that. I agree with Nate. I think for me, if I'm a top three, where'd he go? There he is. Top three would be a Thing, and just call it The Thing again. Right. We'll just call it The Thing again. So you never know which you were watching. The Thing, which one? Then Escape from DC. I like that idea. I really do like that idea. Nate, I mean, Nathan's a hell of an artist. I would love to see your mock-up of a poster of that. Just saying. And then maybe vampires. I'm going to go with vampires. I was going to say Prince of Darkness because I'd like to see where they go with that. But I think vampires makes the most logical sense. Top three for you guys?
I would piggyback on vampires and Escape because I think that they're. I mean, as far as Kurt Russell being as old as fuck as he is right now, it'd be great to have a trilogy.
He could still do it though.
That's the cool thing too, because actually in this article that we're kind of talking about these.
Hold on. Before you go, if Kurt Russell comes back for Escape from DC or another Escape movie, he has to grow his mustache just like he had it in The Hateful Eight. That's why I want to see Snake Plissken now.
Yeah. But in that article, John Carpenter was asked who he'd love to work with, and one of the things he said was he would love to work with Kurt Russell again. So it's like, okay, make the third Escape movie happen. I don't care how bad the second one allegedly is. Just fucking do a third one.
It is what it is. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking hotter as in sexy or hotter as in doing a lot of good movies? So I think both. Scott Montgomery, old friend here, says, what about a Poltergeist prequel? I don't know what that would look like, but that's something to mull over. Jason says, They Live. Okay. Nathan, his films that end in that Invasion of Body Snatchers fashion. Yeah. Yes, bring back James Woods. I love him. So the answer to this
question, Little Ebony?
Both. Yep. Kurt Russell, he's a damn good looking guy, I gotta say. It's definitely one of my favorite actors of all time. Well, I don't like Big Trouble in Little China. So anyway, that's our. Well, everybody loves that movie except for me. I tried to like it a couple of years ago, but that was mostly for a woman, and I just wanted to get in her pants, and I did.
Segway.
Yes. Sure, I like Big Trouble in Little China. Wanna fuck? That's exactly
Big trouble in your vagina.
Jack Burton is due. I mean, that's probably one that people have wanted to see for a long, long time. Sequel with Jack Burton or some kind of Jack Burton movie. Anyway, so the other news is Halloween Kills could be released digitally. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Enlighten us.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, he was just asked about it. It's not confirmed at all until...
Well, he doesn't have the power to do it anyway, right?
What's that?
He doesn't have the power to say when it gets released, where it gets released.
Well, exactly. Like, when it does break, what they're going to do with it when their plan is revealed, it's not going to be up to John to reveal to the public. Universal, Blumhouse, and Trancas will put out a press release. They'll have statements probably from David Gordon Green and John Carpenter, stuff like that. But so, and that's another thing that I've seen some people online kind of misconstrue is that this is a confirmation of it, and it's not. He was basically asked in this interview what his opinion is of certain studios releasing stuff to streaming, and then he was asked if it was possible that Halloween Kills was going to get that treatment, and he said it's more than likely because of the situation with what's going on in the world right now and theaters being dead, and it's a reality we all have to face. It sucks, but we have to face it. That's pretty much what he said.
You know what? They should let us pay for free because they made us wait a year.
Oh my fucking God. Some fans, man.
Hey, calm down with the name calling.
I know, right? Such a dick.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like they're going to do this at least for this year with most movies. I mean, HBO is doing that with King Kong, and even I think the Snyder Cut is even getting released in theaters and the at-home option. I think most things are going to. Disney's been doing that, and I think that's going to happen with Halloween Kills. I'd like to personally, even though, like I said earlier, I'm starting my excitement for it is waning. I'd rather see it in the theater than at home. But it's also going to be October when it comes out. So I mean, the whole world might be different by then. We don't know. But Halloween is an event movie, so it should be a theatrical release. But if honestly, if it comes out for at home only, I probably won't see it until it comes out on Blu-ray. So not because of any ill feelings, because I don't pay for that stuff. I don't pay $20 to watch the movie and then I'm going to turn around and buy it. Even though going to the theater to see a movie, I spend like $35 on. Because I
still buy it.
But
you can't replace that experience.
It's different seeing it on the big screen.
Exactly.
And it kind of sucks to a degree too, because the way everything. The way people have been talking about this movie, it feels like it's going to be the biggest of the trilogy. It's going to be the most balls to the wall slasher, and basically what Gordon Green said. What's that?
It's going to be the Empire Strikes Back of Halloween.
Kind of, yeah. That's what it sounds like, and it sounds like with what David Gordon Green has said in an interview with what was it, Total Film or something like that. That the third film is going to be, it's going to go back to being a more intimate, personal tale. So this is going to be bigger in scope, and it's going to lead to whatever happens to kickstart that storyline. But so it feels like it's like one of those movies that should be seen on the big screen. But this news doesn't really surprise me because a few months ago, Jason Blum said Halloween Kills is getting released this year, one way or another.
Yeah. So
that told me that they already had the thought in their mind about streaming.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when some feel safe, people's paranoia is going to get. That's my problem now because there are theaters here that are open that are showing things like the Snyder Cut is going to be open in St. Louis, and I'd love to go. And I know that they're doing every other seat or something like that, but I'm not ready to sit in an enclosed building with a bunch of people. Like my friends are already going to restaurants that are opening. I'm not doing that shit. No way.
I
must stay away from that, like soft tacos from Taco Bell. Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, I went to the theater to go see Wonder Woman 84 in December.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Not bad at all. Like a lot of people just don't go, so there wasn't very many people in the theater at all.
You wear your mask the whole time?
Yeah, we had our masks. They have hand sanitizer right there after you get your tickets, stuff like that.
What about refreshments? Is that closed down?
No, they still serve refreshments.
Really?
They can't do refills on stuff, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
like I've seen 2 movies in the theater since this has happened. I saw Bill and Ted 3 and Wonder Woman 84. I'm not really too scared to do it. I have my mask. I'm prepared. But I'm also kind of taking advantage of the fact that a lot of people are scared, so they're not going. Yeah. So I'm like, I know that the theater's gonna be practically empty.
Yeah, well, I have to take my kids no matter what movie I go to anymore because, let's face it, I have childcare issues. But that's probably the biggest hang up is it'd be the 3. If it was just me, I might go see something. I'd really like to see, the Zack Snyder Justice League, and I definitely want. I like Halloween. No matter how I feel about Halloween Kills, like I do right now, like I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm still, when I see another trailer as we get closer, I'll get hyped up again, and I'll probably enjoy it, especially if it's anything like Resurrection, because I love that one. But it's just like right now, I can't see myself. But October could be a whole new ball game, and Nate's right in saying that it's going to be a long time before theaters are packed. I don't think it's going to be as long as he may think. I bet you by middle next year, theaters will be packed again. As long as the vaccine's rolled out. It's got to be not just nationwide. It's got to be worldwide. We're not going to say the C word, but I agree with Scott. Totally over it. I can't wait to get the vaccine, to be honest. I hope you guys are on the same page. I heard that they're going to start testing people at stadiums. They're not testing them, but there's like an phone app that'll tell whether or not you have the vaccine.
Really?
Stadiums, yeah. So if you haven't been vaccinated, you can't get in. And maybe movie theaters should take that too. Yeah, so what? You bought a ticket, you can't get in unless you've been vaccinated. I mean,
that's going to suck for the theater employees because I used to work at a theater and I've worked in public before, and I know how much of a pain in the ass people can be about.
Right. Oh, I know. And I deal with it at retail.
Yeah, and you add the people who don't believe in it on top of that, and I wouldn't want to be a theater employee if that would be the case.
Maybe not the same as being at the theater, but I have a big screen TV. I mean, yeah, I saw Wonder Woman on Christmas Day, and my TV at the time was 55 inches. I got a new TV recently, but it wasn't the same as going and seeing it in the theater. And honestly, that one I was okay with not seeing it in the theater after watching it. So I fell asleep watching it. But yeah, I think by October things will be a little bit different, and we'll be able to see Halloween Kills theatrically, which is how we should be able to see it.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, Halloween's an event movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if I only have to see it on streaming, fuck it. I got my TV. I don't mind.
Yeah, a nice TV too. You just got a new TV yourself.
Yeah.
So I guess it would come out on like a Vudu or something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they would do it. If they would just do on demand, or if they would like strike a deal with a streaming service. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if they do strike a deal, I hope it's with HBO Max because I already pay $15 a month for that shit. As far as I know, they're not charging extra for these movies, like when Kong versus Godzilla comes out.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So, because I definitely want to watch that. That's another movie that should be seen on the big screen, in my opinion.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Who you got, by the way? Who you guys have for King Kong or Godzilla?
Oh my God, I have to go with King Kong myself.
I'm King Kong only because out of these new movies, Kong Skull Island is my favorite.
That movie's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm King Kong all the way. That's 3-0 King Kong. I think, Nathan, if you're still out there, let us know, King Kong or Godzilla. Which one you got? Everybody in the comments, let us know King Kong or Godzilla, and then in the big movie coming out. Skull Island was awesome, and I had a fun interaction with our old friend Vince DeSanti on Bloody Disgusting's Facebook page. He put Godzilla all the way. I was like, no, King Kong's got that reach, and we had this back and forth, and other people were joining in, and I was like, I once saw King Kong take a Tyrannosaurus Rex and rip its mouth wide open. And you're like, oh, he's got that tail. It's like, yeah, he's got them stubby arms. Godzilla, Here we go. We got some comments rolling in. Team Godzilla. We've got 4 for Kong. We've got 5 for Kong. Yes. King Kong. He's king. And then somebody's like, I said that, and somebody's like, oh, Godzilla's a god. That's because everybody's, come on, Godzilla. Anyway.
I wish that they released another King Kong movie before doing this Kong versus Godzilla, because Godzilla had 2.
Yeah. The only thing I worry about is falling into that territory of a remaking King, like the classic King Kong type story.
Yeah.
So who knows? This is this is kind of like rolling into Batman versus Superman, where Superman got a movie and they're rolling right into Batman. So I don't know. It's gonna be fun. My son's really looking forward to it. He's a King Kong, a Godzilla kid, and I like King Kong. I love his Bruce Willis jump, like he's jumping off the Nakatomi Towers. Anyway, what was the other bit of news we were gonna? Oh, the Paranormal Activity might be getting a reboot.
Yeah, they say reboot, but the term reboot is thrown around so loosely lately. Like a lot of times when they say something's being rebooted, then it turns out to just be a sequel. And the fact that it's being written by someone who wrote 4 of the sequels, they say they're taking it in another direction. So basically, the director of the movie Underwater, which I heard was good, I haven't seen it, is going to be making it, and Christopher Landon, the guy, he wrote 4 of the sequels. He also made Happy Death Day 1 and 2 and Freaky.
Yeah, I like those movies.
Right now, I've never seen any of the Paranormal Activity movies. So.
I watched all 6 of them in the past few days because I was on the kick for some reason. Oh, because I watched Blair Witch, and that got me into wanting to watch more found footage. And I like those movies. There's a lot of horror fans that don't like those movies. But I guess by the end of the last one, the Ghost Dimension, they kind of resolved, as you would say, the whole story, because the whole idea seemed like it was trying to get this demonic entity into a body, and that happens by the end of the last movie. So, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen a movie that's 6 years old. I like them for what they are. They're just found footage, kind of silly jump scare type of movies, but I enjoy them. My wife and I would go, for many years, we would go on Halloween to see Saw, and then Paranormal Activity supplanted Saw and became the Halloween go-to movie for a few years, and we would do that. And then, they're not the greatest thing ever for sure, but I don't know. They could even do more in the series. They just followed. Apparently there was more kids involved than just the kids that are shown in this movie. So are they this series? So who knows? I enjoy them. I only ever saw the first Paranormal Activity. I think the third one's my favorite because it takes place in the 80s, and it's they have to get interesting with the camera situation. I just saw the most recent Godzilla the other night. It was better than 2004. I think 2014 was boring in my opinion.
I liked the 2014 one a little bit better, only because King of the Monsters was visually it was awesome, but all the human stuff just sucked so hard. I didn't understand the characters' motivations whatsoever. I just didn't buy into the human stuff at all. That's why I prefer the 2014 over it. But like I said, Kong Skull Island I think is better out of this new series. My opinion.
I agree with that. If I ranked them though, I'd put 2014 as my least favorite of the 3.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a question.
That's fair.
Opinion on Wrong Turn reboots.
I'll find out. I have that pre-ordered.
Is it already out? Done?
They released it in theaters for a 1-day thing or 1 weekend thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's coming to DVD and Blu-ray at the end of the month. I've heard a lot of actually positive.
Is that the one that has Matthew Modine in it?
Yeah, it's basically it's a complete reboot. There's no hillbilly cannibals. It's a completely different. Yeah, and I hear it's actually got a really good story, and apparently don't turn it off as soon as the credits start rolling because something happens in the credits. That's awesome, apparently.
Oh, apparently one of our Lombardo friends, Damien Maffei, is in it.
Yeah, I've heard that. I didn't know that they had already filmed it though. Yeah, I'm not. I was never wild about the series before that, so if it's a different direction, I'm looking forward to that. I only
watched all of them. Yeah,
did you? I only watched the first 3, and the second one looked like a extreme low budget independent movie, and I was out after that. I saw 3, and I'm like, these are dumb. So I stopped watching them, and I think I have them all. I know the 6th one there's some kind of conspiracy shit going on because I think there was a girl in it who died or something. I don't know what happened, but
there was a missing picture flyer. Like there was a scene where there was a bunch of missing picture flyers in the movie, and one of them was a real person that had died. Yeah, I think it was an older guy, if I remember right.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember hearing something about it, and I'm like, oh, that's fucked up.
That movie got sued the fuck out of because of that.
Is that because I think that one? Yeah, I think I only have the first 3 on DVD. I'm not a big fan of but I'll check it out, see how it is. I just got a couple new movies myself. Got The Hunt and what was the other one? I can't remember. Oh, Hellfest. So I got The Hunt and Hellfest. Seth says The Hunt is very good. I think Nate said the same thing. Jared, did you see that one?
No, but it's on my list.
Yeah, and then Hellfest I haven't seen. It was only $5 on Amazon.
Yeah,
I got a good deal.
That too.
Did you? Nice. I got a really good deal on it because the Hunt was $10 or something like that. I was like, oh great, and then when I got it on Amazon, it says you have a coupon for $1.41 on this movie. I'm like, oh, cool. So I bought that. Then I bought a bunch of movies from Scream Factory's website just because I was feeling saucy. And Life Force was one that I actually shopped while on Friday live on here. I shopped while I was live on here, waiting for Seth. Actually, I bought Life Force, something else I can't remember now. Oh, Night of the Creeps, and I bought the Wreck 4-pack because I have never seen a single Wreck movie. So yeah.
You know the funny thing with that too, because that kind of reminds me, going back to the Paranormal Activity thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I was never a huge fan of found footage films. Like I liked the Blair Witch Project. I liked Cloverfield a little bit, but I kind of had an attitude towards them until I saw Wreck. Wreck 1 and 2 totally changed my perspective of found footage.
Did it wreck you?
Yes. So now I'm actually curious. I'm more open to them. So I definitely want to check
them out. They may not be for you. Amber may or may not like them. Jared, how did you feel about the Wreck movies?
I saw the first 2. I know there's 4 of them altogether. Yeah. I didn't bother with Quarantine because I knew it was just a pretty much reshot of it.
I haven't seen that one either.
But the first Wreck, I call them records, but they.
Yeah, well, that's what it's short for. Yeah.
That first one was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my box set. Okay, we're going to take questions the rest of the night. Here's one. Did you guys like Terrifier? And are you ready for the sequel? I did not like the Terrifier movie. I like Art the Clown. I thought David Howard Thornton, who we've had on the show before, he's a good dude. He's a good actor, and he made the character, but the movie was garbage. And I'll tell you why. It had no story, and that just took me out of the whole thing. It was just him, running around killing people, which people like. I don't. Seth, have you seen Terrifier yet? Terrifier?
No, I've actually kind of had no interest in it.
Yeah. Maybe check it out one day. Jared, I know you've seen it.
I've heard it's good. There was one particular kill I heard about that I just don't want to see.
Make sure there's nobody else in the room with you. That's all I have to say. But no, that's one of the things that movie is known for. I mean, Art the Clown's performance and the deaths. That's pretty much about it when it comes down to it. Like Ray was saying, there's really not much story other than stalking two girls throughout the entire fucking movie. But I'm excited to see that hopefully they do something better with the sequel. They are going to have some more money, apparently.
Yeah, a lot more money. Their Kickstarter, Indiegogo, went wild. Plus, they already had most of the funding ready, from what I heard.
The popularity of that skyrocketed.
What was this? Yeah, I mean, Art the Clown is a horror icon now. The last one, the main character inherits a hotel or something. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Is he talking about Wrong Turn? Or is he talking about Beyond? Because
sure.
That happens
Beyond. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Hellfest. Cool. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. That was the one that I heard from in the early days of the Horror Syndicate and never got around to checking out. I always got it confused with what was that movie called where never mind, I can't remember. Anyway.
There was another one called Bloodfest.
Bloodfest, yeah, okay. VHS is the best found footage in my opinion. I think Blair Witch is, but I love VHS and VHS 2. The third one is just okay. I'd love to talk about the VHS movies one of these days, but Sethy hasn't seen them.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Fuck that movie. Please, Brenton's ass.
Blair Witch is not the first found footage movie.
Nobody said it was the first one. Did I say that?
No.
Okay. I was like, nobody said that, and I was like, maybe I did.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust is that's not even the first one. There's another one. I don't know what it's called though. I don't like that movie. Let it be known. I've never seen Quarantine or Wreck. I'm looking forward to watching them. What about VHS though, Jared? You like VHS?
The first one was really good. The second one kind of tapered off. I never did even bother with the third one.
Okay, here's a question. Do you think there will be any more Howling movies? I know Howling Reborn fizzled pretty fast.
This one's for our wolf man.
Well, I'm going to answer. I think yes, we will eventually see another Howling movie. Seth? Well, I want a shot-for-shot remake with the same effects of Howling 3 marsupials. Go.
We should do a group watch of the Howling 3.
I don't know if I can sit through that again. It's an hour and a half movie that feels like it's 4 or 5 hours, literally.
Oh, it's one of those movies. Like I hated that movie when I first saw it, and then a couple years ago, I just did a Soul Torture Saturday where I just drank beer and watched it, and I warmed up to it. It's funny as fuck.
Take the beer out, and then you won't be warming up to it.
Yeah, right. I don't think I'd be able to do it without it.
Yeah.
I think last I heard, what was it, like last year or so, that they were doing a Howling movie for Netflix from the director of It Chapter 1 and 2.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too.
I did an article about it, but I haven't heard anything since.
Doesn't it always seem like there's a Howling movie in production somewhere? I feel like there always is. Jared, do you think there'll be another Howling?
I have no idea.
I really wish that they would go back to the books because the second and third book have not been adapted yet.
Scott Montgomery just lays it out for us. Mark Hopkins, Howling Reborn sucked donkey dick, and he was kind enough to edit it so it doesn't, Nate says, hey Nate, well, if you're still here, Godzilla or King Kong, who's going to win? Who's got your vote? Yeah, I can't wait to get those in. Who knows how long it's going to take for Scream Factory to get my order. He's talking about the Wrong Turn, the VHS. Safe Haven and VHS 2 was pretty incredible. That was probably the best segment. If I were to rank the segments, that's probably the best segment of all the VHS movies. But my favorite is Amateur Night, which spawned a full-length movie called Siren with the lady with the huge eyes, which I can't think of her name offhand.
Hannah
Fireman.
Yeah, something like that.
I think I like 1 overall, although 2 has the eyeball one where the guy's got the camera in his eyeball and he starts seeing weird shit. That was pretty cool. I think they're cool movies, Seth. Get it if you get a chance, just pick them up. They're worth it, in my opinion. Marsupials was a hoot. You and Seth could probably be best friends. Mark Hopkins and Seth. Oh, friends forever. Do you think they'll do another Friday the 13th or just leave it alone? Jared?
We've discussed this at length a few times. I mean, honestly, until there is some kind of ruling when it comes in the court system over Sean Cunningham and Victor, like, it's all up into the hands of the court system at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and forth myself on this, whether or not we need one. I don't think we do. There's 12 good movies in there. Well, there's 7.5 good movies in there.
I am a huge Jason fan, so I would be stoked.
Same way. I mean, look at my wall. I mean, there's Friday the 13th. I love Friday the 13th, but it'd be just the damnedest thing to leave the series off on 12 movies when the number 13's in the title.
Right there, exactly.
Yeah. Nate says he's a King Kong guy, but based on the characters, he'd have little chance against Godzilla. Come on. Come on. At this point, there will never end up. Just check out Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow. There's countless fan films out there now on YouTube. Never Hike. We go straight to Never Hike Alone because our good friend Vince DeSanti made it, and he did a great job making those movies.
What's that?
What were the other ones? You did a Vengeance.
There was Vengeance, and then there was Voorhees. And then there's actually a shitload of fan films. Just a lot of them don't go for the Indiegogo Kickstarter thing. There's some that are good, some are decent.
Halloween Night, if we're Halloween fans, that's a good one. Check it out. JP,
probably one of the best Halloween ones. Yeah.
Can never pronounce his name right. And then of course our friend Renee Rivas's Spirit of Haddonfield. There's fan films are like a thing. Of course, Nathan Thomas Milliner did some kind of what series was that from? I can't remember. I keep hoping for a sequel, but Confession of Fred Krueger is on YouTube as well. So yeah, there's a lot of good fan films out there to kind of wet your beak a little bit. That has to do with money, though, doesn't it? So I'm gonna wet my beak. Anyway, I hated Howling Reborn. Bleak. Yeah, that was a bad movie in my opinion. But Marsupials is still worse.
The funny thing with that is the Howling Reborn is actually really bad. It's like the Twilight Howling.
Yeah.
But it is fucking Citizen Kane in comparison to the Howling 7 New Moon Rising.
Wasn't that one Reborn like a sci-fi original or something? Or did it just feel like that?
It might have been. It was definitely a direct-to-video, but it was around that Twilight time, and it was just soaked in it.
Yeah. Nate, I know that Godzilla breathes that atomic fire, but God, King Kong does this to lizards, okay? I'm just saying lizards, of T-Rexes and shit.
Godzilla does have kind of the T-Rex arms.
Yeah, he's got them. I can't see my arm.
Nate, we need you to be a team player, okay?
Yeah, Nate, we need to be a team. So that's like 5-2 King Kong's got. I mean, Nate, you're a big fan of Die Hard. He does the John McClane jump off that ship.
What are you doing? I'll never get out of the boat again.
That's Vengeance. She shows her titties in that one too. So if you want to see Darth Vader,
is that on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah. Yep.
Is Voorhees free on YouTube yet?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a stinker. Nate, we miss you on the show tonight, Nate, but we wouldn't have as many comments if you were on the show. There's a real phenomenon in that so many great horror films have endless runs of terrible sequels.
That's fair. Very fair.
I'm not a Godzilla guy either. I've tried watching Godzilla stuff, but I could never get into any of the older stuff. Godzilla 97 or 98. Matthew Broderick. That's the first one I ever saw. No, Nate, you should not stay off. We're just talking about bullshit right now. We don't have you know what? Somebody came to watch us talk about the Blair Witch Project, and they were disappointed and they left. They said, "Fuck the Horror Syndicate. They're not talking about Blair Witch tonight." Just joking. No, Nate, you need to come back. Come on.
Well, if he does come back next week, I do have a couple of fun facts about the original movie. They're not huge fun facts, but they're fun.
I think the reason why there's so much participation is because we're not talking about one thing. We're bouncing all over the place. So that's probably why it's like that. Doing a general Q&A episode every once in a while is fun because people can ask whatever they want. And I definitely encourage that, especially when we talk about the Blair Witch Project or whatever movie. We definitely want to hear everybody's thoughts, and we'll put them up on the screen, read them off, and if you have questions that we maybe will be able to answer whenever we do any show, because our Dr. Sleep show, Nate, that it was just you and I, we had a lot of people jumping on immediately talking about that.
Yeah, I wish I could have made that.
My internet seems to be working right now, so since I missed the fucking Shining episode, it's on DVD. The Vengeance. I think I have it.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray of it. I don't know if they're still taking orders for that or not, but you can maybe look them up. They have it's either Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
Yeah. They had a limited release, if I remember right, but they may still have copies.
They may be selling more. I don't know.
So on Indiegogo, it's pretty interesting. I didn't realize there are trading cards.
Yeah, trading cards. Yeah.
It's funny. I remember I got my poster because I got a poster with it as well, way before the movie. But with Indiegogo, you can actually have a web store open through Indiegogo after the campaign ends. So you might want to go check out, see if you can find Friday the 13th Vengeance on Indiegogo, because you may be able to purchase it through the Indiegogo. So check out Indiegogo.
And another thing too is not to cut you off, Ray, but they are planning to do a sequel to that, so there may be like another Kickstarter, whatever they do. I can't remember who does what, but they may have another one that they may offer, DVD and Blu-ray copies.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah. I think Vengeance wasn't too bad. I think it was a little convoluted overall. Too many characters.
That was the thing. It felt unfocused because of all the characters, but like they had certain elements in there that really worked for me. Mm-hmm. It was just like they just wanted to have the highest body count, I guess, and so
it did too.
And so for that reason, it seemed a little unfocused. But overall, I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad overall. It was. I think Voorhees is the weakest I've seen so far. It didn't feel like a Friday the 13th movie. It felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be, and it had poor audio, and
it would have been a great Texas Chainsaw movie.
100% agree. 100%. Where did Jared go? Jared, are you there? His ass is probably eating. I had the respect to wait till I was done eating today to get on the show. Vengeance it's worth checking out. It's free on YouTube to check out. While you're watching, if you haven't, I'll drop a link in the description. But we have T-shirts. I'm trying to get you guys to buy the Horror Syndicate T-shirts. Tell them how cool the Horror Syndicate T-shirts are, Seth. Jared's wearing one right now, but there you go. Jared, show him your T-shirt. There we go.
They're actually so cool. They'll change your life forever.
They will. Nate designed that logo for the Discourse logo, and then we've got the other ones designed by Jay Sloan, which is the regular Horror Syndicate logo. So I'm going to start pimping out our T-shirts a little bit more, because our T-shirt, I want to see more and more people wear our T-shirts. And if you send a picture or go to the Horror Syndicate group, you can put a picture up of yourself in a Horror Syndicate T-shirt, and it'll be super cool.
Yeah, and you walk down the street and you're wearing a Horror Syndicate T-shirt, people are going to know that you're high class.
Yeah, and then people look at your ass about, like, look at that dude with that Horror Syndicate shirt on. Look at that chick with a Horror Syndicate shirt on. They have a nice.
Exactly.
And you don't have to spend high class prices for it either.
Exactly.
Yeah, but one of the coolest things about actually, I wonder if they're on sale still. One of the coolest things about the T-shirts and selling them is there's been an occasion that I've seen people at conventions wearing them that I don't know. So that's always cool to see. But get a shirt. Check us out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. But next week, like I said, we're gonna talk about the Blair Witch Project, the Book of Shadows. Which, man, I got to tell you, that movie isn't great, but I love it. I love it.
I just rewatched it over the weekend, and I hadn't seen it in over 10 years.
It doesn't really hold up. And got a bumper sticker, huh?
Yep.
You should tell me about that. I want to see it. Got to take a picture of it.
I got those from what's his name?
Richard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually set up one on my vehicle, but Amber put one on hers.
Did you put it on the window or on the bumper?
It's on the window, the back glass.
That's where I put mine, but I end up wrecking my car, so now I need to get a new one. But they're being jerks about it. You got to pay me $27.50. I'm like, I'm not paying you shit. No, I'm joking. They didn't do that. You work for me. So anybody got any other questions? Anything you want to discuss? We're coming up on an hour since we started a little late. And anything you guys want to discuss?
I mean, I did a little bit of researching because I didn't realize we had a subject change at the last minute. Oh, I remember seeing Book of Shadows in the theater. There's another one I didn't care too much for at first, but I don't mind it now.
Yep.
That's fair.
Time heals all wounds.
I've always loved Book of Shadows. Like, that's my favorite one. I know it's an unpopular opinion.
Mine too, actually, I think it's mine too. It was a different feel from the original movie and even the subsequent trilogy ending movie, I guess. But like, I remember seeing the trailer in the middle of the year in 2000. I'm like, holy shit, that looks awesome. And there's one part in particular I really like, and it's at the very end whenever they're she reveals herself as the witch, and the guy her boyfriend pushes her over and hangs her. He goes, "Fucking witch!" I fucking love that part. Fucking witch.
That whole fucking ending was crazy. Like,
yeah, I loved it.
Well, we'll talk about it next week. But
for sure. Yeah. Come back, hey Mark. Come back next Tuesday for sure. We're gonna delve into all three of the Blair Witch. I wish I played the game, which I've heard is pretty great. Also, it's not out yet. 13 Fanboys probably come out in August. Yeah, Vince is a part of that as well.
Yeah,
we'll definitely be seeing it. Jared, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to throw in a little tidbit because it wasn't anything huge, but Jordan Peele tapped Keke Palmer for his new movie. It still doesn't have a title yet, but it's a horror film, and Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out's also in it again. It's going to be out, I would say, probably 2022, but that literally just happened today. So he's adding characters. We don't know anything about it. There's no title or anything, but for fans of Jordan Peele, his next project is.
Let me tell you something. I'll watch anything he makes. So
I will too.
I like what he does. He's becoming a new back in the 80s you had guys like Carpenter and Wes Craven, and I mean not just the 80s but into the 90s and stuff, and Clive Barker, and I mean you can throw Stephen King, even though he's not really a filmmaker, into that bunch, but you had these known names, and now you got James Wan and Jordan Peele, like these new masters of horror coming up, and it's pretty great to see some of these guys
the new
kind of make a name for themselves. And Jordan Peele's movies are so different. Yeah, exactly. And they're so different compared to like a lot of these other movies you're seeing. And like we did episodes on Us last year and Get Out, and I don't see how anybody could not like them.
Especially Us. I loved Us. I thought that was a fantastic movie.
Oh, I love Us too.
Smart ass.
It's good though. Us is really good. I mean, last year we really delved deep into some of these movies that people don't like. We talked about Mother, which I thought is phenomenal. Jared, I know you were big on that one too.
Huge.
Was that the episode you missed, or was it Midsummer?
I missed the Midsummer.
Okay, Midsummer is another one that's fantastic. We talked about The Witch this year, which is kind of a divisive movie. Hereditary, some of these movies that not everybody likes, but apparently we all do. Kind of artsy fartsy type movies too. I mean, that's right up Nate's alley. I can't wait to see his movie. We've talked a lot about his movie in the past year. I agree. I love Ty West.
Yes, Ty West is really good.
Yeah, I saw.
I loved Cabin Fever too.
I didn't see that one, but House of the Devil. When I saw that, I was like, "Who is this filmmaker? I need to see more." And then his segment in VHS was really good. The Second Honeymoon. That's a good. That's one of my favorites, by the way. Well, you need to watch VHS stuff. Just buy the DVDs. Just get them. Fuck it.
Okay.
Good enough.
It's funny. The only Ty West movie I've seen was Cabin Fever 2.
Mother with Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, we covered that last year. We all seem to like that one. But Ty West, what's that other one he did, Jared? The Ghost in the Hotel. What the hell's the name of that movie?
So he did The House of the Devil.
Innkeepers.
Innkeepers. That's it.
Yeah, that's a great movie too.
Cloris Leachman.
Yeah. What? Is she in that?
Yes.
That was the lady from Top Gun. Kelly McGillis.
I was thinking of the lady from
Ty West is also, he plays a role in You're Next. If you have never seen that, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
I just got that in.
That movie's amazing. Watch that ASAP. Yeah, watch that. That movie is fucking amazing. One of my favorite Final Girls ever is in that movie. Watch that fucking movie. It's so good.
Kelly McGinnis is in it for sure.
The Sleeper. Are you talking about the Slasher, The Sleeper, the Scream Team released on DVD, Blu-ray? Because about the killer who stalks the sorority. That's a good movie. That's one of the better independent movies. I don't think Ty West had anything to do with that one. That was Justin something or other. I can't remember.
Maybe Kelly McGinnis is just having a bad year because that Cloris Leachman, that's Kelly McGinnis.
He was also in Fakeland also, which is a phenomenal vampire movie.
Yes.
One of the better vampire movies in the last 25 years for sure.
I love it.
Right, the second one is just as good in my opinion. Maybe a little bit not as good, but it's very good. Right up there with. I'm having brain farts today, man. What's the fucking werewolf movie called?
Late Phases.
Late Phases.
Late Phases. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I couldn't hear Seth because Jarrett said Stakeland, and I got Stakeland on the brain now. I gotta watch that soon. Movie's awesome.
They all have the same main guy in it.
Well, he's awesome. What's his name?
Nick D'Amici.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. Justin.
I actually just watched a movie he did before Stakeland. It was from the same director as Stakeland. It's called Mulberry Street.
Is it a horror or is it something else?
It's a horror movie. It's sort of a kind of a unique take on zombies.
I'm an old man. Is it a horror?
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah, it's a horror. It's a kind of a unique take on zombies.
I wonder if it was one of those.
It was an After Dark Horror Fest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was on that After Dark series. I never did see that one. I remember.
It's worth checking out. I agree with you, Nate. Jim Mickle is a great filmmaker.
Does anybody have any last minute questions before we shut this shit down?
It's Justin Russell. This is the sleeper that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Scream Team released it on Blu-ray. Justin Russell directed this. It's a pretty good movie. Nate says Jim Mickle's a great filmmaker.
Agreed.
Yeah, Mulberry. I'll have to check that one out. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Highly recommended. is John Lansdale's adaptation of Cold in July and Hap and Leonard show. Did we talk about them at some point before? Like not like a full episode or anything, but like kind of like
we mentioned Cold in July in parts because Nate.
I feel like I've heard that before. Yeah, I gotta tell you, Wish is the weirdest fucking app. Why would I need an oil burner glass pipe? Get the fuck out of here! Some of the shit they show me. Anyway, so yeah, if there's nothing else, we're here answering questions tonight. Anything you got, let us know. We'll stay on for a few more minutes if you guys are cool with that. I don't have really anything new. Yeah, the sleeper is great. We used to be sponsored by Scream Team Releasing. Justin Seaman, who directed The Barn. There's a lot of interesting independent horror movies there. You can find one of Nathan Thomas Milner's shorts on the Volumes of Blood Blu-ray called Encyclopedia Satanica. It's very, very good. And actually, one of our followers, Alex Ross Vanover, is in that movie in the very beginning in the classroom. I think he's like a slacker or something. Anyway, he's in that. So check that out on ScreamTeamReleasing.com. And then there's Mike Lombardo's I'm Dreaming of White Doomsday is on there, and Dude Bro Party Massacre 4. Don't ask where 1, 2, and 3 are because they don't exist. Actually, the person who plays Motherface in that, Jared, if you remember the character Motherface, the killer, she's in Paranormal Activity 6, the Ghost Dimension movie. Just to kind of bring that back around. Yes, Close Calls is on there, Richard Stringham's movie. That one is very trippy. That's the best way to put it. Ooh, Alex Ross gets the shout out, my friend. Woo. Yeah. Your
name's Loomis.
I did not know that.
Nice. And then Alex leaves that set and he puts on a green and yellow jumpsuit and fights crime, known as Kick-Ass.
Well, he cut his hair recently, I think, so he's not Kick-Ass anymore.
Oh, you son of a bitch, Alex. Son of a bitch.
Close Calls is well made. It's very visual. God, Richard, I can't wait to see the next thing he does. He's a good dude, too. I like Richard.
He is a nice guy.
I always wanted to get him on the show.
What was another one that was really good? Murder Made Easy. That was
Murder Made Easy was really good. Yeah. Yeah. How have you not cosplayed as Kick-Ass, Alex? Murder Made Easy. I'm drawing a blank on Scream Team's titles. Let me look them up real fast because there are a lot of. We had the director from Murder Made Easy on. He looks like Lloyd Kaufman, a young Lloyd Kaufman. I'm Dreaming of White Doomsday, The Sleeper, 1031 1 and 2, which Nate did a bunch of art for. I think the slipcases is what Nate did. They're kind of the old EC Comics. Witching Season's really cool. Jared liked Bong of the Living Dead.
It was fun. It feels like two different movies, but it's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Go to ScreamTeamReleasing.com and get your indie horror on. And like I said, if you get Volumes of Blood, Nathan, his short Encyclopedia Satanica, which is fantastic. Definitely my favorite segment in that movie. Scream Releasing. So I'm going to put the link in the comments here. Yeah, he did cases for 1031, both of them, right? And then Close Calls. That's right. Yeah, that's right, because I was going to have you sign it for me, even though we're friends. But you couldn't sign it because it was a glossy finish, so he had to sign
the inside of it.
Yeah. Which I really should have just had him sign the actual slip, pull the slip out of the Blu-ray instead of next time, Nate. I'm just going to send you a package of shit to sign for me, Nate. Can you take care of that? I'll send you some comments.
He's gonna make you pay for that certified mail.
That's fine.
Return that shit.
I'll send the shipper with it. Anyway, anybody have any other questions for us tonight before we call it a good evening? I'm gonna watch. I think I'm gonna. Now I kind of want to watch VHS.
Your next, Stakeland or VHS?
Or The Hunt.
Choose one, right?
I got The Hunt also.
Or The Hunt. You got to watch The Hunt.
I could probably pull off 2 movies tonight. I'm usually up till about 1. I'm gonna go with The Hunt. I tried watching a movie last night called The Love Witch, and I got about to where she pees in a jar. Then I turned it off. It's an indie horror movie that's shot like a early 70s giallo, which really kind of turned me on in a way. And then I got about halfway through. I'm like, this is boring as fuck. So I turned it off. I redeemed myself by watching an awful Italian Jaws ripoff called Great White, aka The Last Shark today.
Yes.
I gotta be honest, man. I have to own that movie. So then the next one up was Cruel Jaws, which I didn't get to watch because I'd shoved my driveway. But what are you gonna watch anything tonight, Seth?
Yeah, probably. I got a stack of movies in today. I haven't seen before.
You're next. Let's see what you got. Well, you're next.
Hellfest.
Can you turn it so we can read it?
I would suggest The Wolf of Snow Hollow right away. Right away. I cannot.
Did you order those from Screen Factory?
No, I got these from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
A Quiet Place, Night of the Creeps, the remake of Nosferatu, Hellfest, Wolf of Snow Hollow, and you're next.
The remake of Nosferatu. What?
The Klaus Kinski.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Watch You're Next. And yeah, watch that and then you can watch the Wolf one. I want you to watch. No, Jared, listen, he always goes for the Wolf movie.
Wolf movie.
It's time to do something different.
I think he will think it's hilarious and fun.
I need to watch that one too at some point because I think Nate even said it was really good.
It's really good.
But I think I'm gonna watch You're Next because I'm really in the mood to watch that, and I love that movie. And then if I watch another one, I'll watch The Hunt tonight. But VHS is coming, and I definitely, Seth, if you can, try to find copies of VHS. At least you don't need to get any like Blu-ray, in my opinion, because it's all like VHS quality anyway. So what Blu-ray we're gonna fucking do for you? Right. So I've got all 3 of them on DVD. I discovered them buying like Family Video when they were open. They used to sell like previously viewed movies for like $2. And I got VHS and VHS 2 in the same day for $2. And I started this magnet releasing craze because Magnet's the distributor, I guess. And I started going through movies through them. That's how I found Ty West and some of these. What the guy Adam Wingard, who's doing Godzilla, fucking in King Kong now. And he got his start by doing these type of movies. I think You're Next is
Blair Witch too.
Yeah, he did the Blair Witch, which that was a good marketing campaign. The 2016 Blair Witch, because we thought it was a movie called In the Woods, I believe, and then we finally realized it was Blair Witch. Quiet Place is great, absolutely. Jim Cummings is so unique. Thunder Road and Minutes are both on Prime. Okay, what are those?
I think it's talking about the films from the guy that made The Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Gotcha. Yeah. I want to watch that movie. I've heard good things about it. Not outside of here, I mean. I haven't seen VHS in quite a while. That'd be a good one to revisit. Well, eventually we're going to do a show as soon as Seth gets his head out of his ass.
Don't count on that.
God damn it. This is why I wish you guys lived closer, because I could just let you borrow shit. Because I've got, a million Blu-rays and DVDs behind me. Okay, yeah, Nate clarified for me. But yeah, I think I'm definitely. Jared, are you gonna watch anything tonight?
No. I don't know. The Monster Hunter that has Mila Jovovich, it just got released on Vudu, so I might check it out.
You can always do a review on it too. Yeah, Quiet Place 2 should be out this year too. So anyway, I guess that'll be all tonight. I am going to watch You're Next and maybe The Hunt. I don't know. I don't know if I have enough time. We'll see. Seth's going to watch You're Next as well. Get your head out of the wolf's ass and watch. Knowing Seth, he's going to turn around and fucking get drunk and watch Marsupials again. That's
That's actually a great idea.
No, it's not. It's funny when I was going through all the movies on Scream Factory, figuring out what I wanted to buy. I saw marsupials, and I looked. I was like, no, I can't buy that. Alex, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate all you guys for hanging out. We'll be back on Tuesday. Actually, yes, Tuesday with the Blair Witch, as long as Nate doesn't have any more scheduling snafus. I think that's the first time I've ever fucking said snafu. So it's live right here. Anyway, we appreciate everybody coming out, commenting, sharing the videos, subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. Any last things from Seth or Jared?
No, hopefully wherever you are, you're staying safe and staying warm because it's fucked up.
Yeah. Right now. See, Scott Montgomery's watching. You're next.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jared. Sorry.
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. Seth, any last words for tonight?
Everyone needs to buy the Horror Syndicate t-shirt.
Absolutely. Show your pride. Share it on the Horror Syndicate group. If you're not a part of the Horror Syndicate group, find it. It's just called the Horror Syndicate group. Get yourself here. Let's make that. Throw that shirt off again, buddy. Look at that. Look at that. That's a beaut. Art done by Nathan Thomas Milliner, the Nathan Thomas Milliner. Yeah, so you can get yourself one of those shirts. Just drop the link in.
And they make my shoulders look really good too. So and
your biceps. Man, sexy. So, check out the Horror Syndicate on YouTube and subscribe. And we'll be back next week, hopefully, to talk about the Blair Witch Project, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, and Blair Witch from 2016, directed by Adam Wingard, who I believe did direct You're Next. So, Seth, watch You're Next. And,
okay. Right after the Howlin' 3.
You had me until Art by. Shut up, Nate. You guys have a great evening. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next week.